Or 12 kids. I hope Ches has had this conversation with you. If he hasn't, I guess it's too late now. Finally, that leads me to my gift that I have for you. Ches, now that you're married and you have a house of your own, you're going to go through some new experiences. Having a house in the country with few neighbours can be fun. But it can have consequences. I have here, in my hand, a gift for you that may help. You can buy this gift at the supermarket, no problems. This gift is very important as it will stop you from hearing the tiny pitter-patter of little feet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the tiny pitter-patter of little feet. Those are the things you don't want to hear right after you're married. So Ches, there, I give this gift to you. Ladies and gentlemen, a mousetrap.
This will be the front doorbell for the first month. And now for the recently elected mayor of the Tauranga Super City. Over to Steve.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve Morris and I'm groomsman A as opposed to groomsman B. I'd just like to get that clear from the start. Now, I've known Ches for a long time and Nia, there are some things you should know about. First of all, patience. Patience is virtue. Ches has a lot of patience and I've put it to the test for you, Nia, over the years. I've been fired by fire, and he's ready to go now, he's ready to go. See, a few years ago when Ches and I were living together, we lived in the same flat, and I was at home on the computer, busy on the internet, and I got a phone call, and it was Ches. And he said, Steve, I'm at Packet Safe, I've done the shopping, my car won't start, can you please come and pick me up? So I said, nah. No, I'm busy. I'm on the internet. So, Steve, can you please come pick me up? No, man, it's your turn to do shopping. Come on, Steve. He said, just get a trolley or something and push it out. So, about half an hour later, Ches arrives at home and a bit of a sweat on, and he comes into my room and he says, Steve, have you done the dishes for tonight's meal? And I said, yeah, I don't quite like your attitude, Ches, but I'll get around to it. There he goes, he comes back, Steve, can you do the flippin' dishes? No, flippin' is another word I'm using. He was pretty rolled up, I can assure you. And then all of a sudden I hear the sound of smashing plates. And it's Ches and he's in the kitchen throwing a tantrum. Plates are flying left, right and centre, and they're all over the floor. And so I walk into the kitchen there and say, oh, Ches, mate, you just broke all the chaplaincy plates. I think he's not going to be very happy with you. Sometime later, after that evening, Ches had been winding me up all day. This one had a shower. Come out was, as Mrs. Chesswas described it, washboard, steel, wrapped in a towel, and I thought, well, this is not good, so I whipped his towel off him, and he was in his... It's not a pretty sight here. Ches then went and composed himself, got dressed, and then gave me a good thrashing. So, thanks, mate. But seriously, I'd like to say that Ches has several other character traits as well as patience. He's a faithful friend, and I pledge on my honour there that he will be faithful to you. He is a man of integrity. He is a man with deep love for God and a deep love for people. He is a man who has a deep love for you. And he is a man who is going to treat you right for the rest of your life. And he is going to adore you for the rest of your life. So Ches and Nia, everybody.
Next speech, we have Trish. Looks like nobody perhaps told Trish. Ladies and gentlemen, we leave that quickly shortly. You want to find a friend?
I'll make something else.
Now, Trish, this is a bit of interesting. I'll read this because it's a bit complex. It's a Taranaki. Trish is a distant cousin of Allan's, descended from the original pioneer Chesswas family of Waitoto Rebellion. It's a Taranaki, so no surprises there. Just what you're reading.
I'll never want to be scared of my phone. Yes, I've got my speech at home, so everybody. No, I won't dare. There was a poem I made up for Nia, the engagement party. It was not appropriate for tonight. Oh, I'll try to remember it though. Seriously, it's from the engagement party. There was a young girl named Nia, staying single forever, without fear. But then she met Allan, my cuz. And oh, what a wonderful buzz went shivering down her spine when he asked her, would you be mine? That's all I can remember of that, because seriously, this is from a while ago. But impromptually, I just have to say that Allan is a very, very, very lucky boy. Nia is a special, special girl. And as I was just saying to her earlier, she's been a blur. There's been this blur of Nia for the last few months to her family and friends, as she's run around doing everything from flying to China to preparing bead shows around New Zealand, including in Christchurch after the earthquake, and organising a house. But this is the kind of amazing woman that Allan has got coming into his life. And Taranaki, you've got somebody coming into your life too. Passion on the farm will never be the same. So I think that's enough, otherwise I'll just flatter on, but we will miss our darling Nia so much, and Allan, you get to live up to the promise that I can see in the eyes between the two of you, the love that you have there, because you're stealing away our girl to the Naki. So on top of all that, I'd like to raise the glass to our wonderful rooms who've been wonderful to the girls today. So to our rooms.
Alright. Seems like all the men just want some attention tonight because they all want to speak. So now I'd like to welcome the best man, Jeremy. It's not everyone who gets the president of Iran to come along to the arena. What's going on here? Some of you may want to close your eyes. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, you stand right. You need to look at this.
Thank you, Phil. I think we all agree it's been such an incredible day, such an awesome blessing to be here. And first thing I'd like to say is quite rightly, the bridesmaids, you look awesomely stunning. I like that, husband in the back. And the only one who looks more beautiful is clearly Nia today. And I think that finally puts to bed that awful idea that Allan came to Auckland to study philosophy. As introduced, my name's Jeremy, and it really is my privilege to be the best man today. Now, Allan is, as many people have already said, is an incredible mate. And I've known him since high school. We were quite different then, but somehow we managed to make a great friendship out of it. And like I said, Allan's been an awesome mate, and probably the best evidence of that is how many times he's been best man at a wedding. Allan, how many times have you been best man at a wedding? 4 times. That's quite impressive, really. So,
It's a shame I couldn't have, 5 groomsmen,
so hopefully you'll be best man for me one day, but I guess that depends on how well you take the rest of the speech. So don't look so nervous, fella. You trust me, you've said that before. Now my pastor once said, all people are normal until you get to know them. Well, he obviously never met Allan, because Allan has been strange from the start. In high school, he was one of the few sheep and beef farmers into Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Wu-Tang Clan, and hip-hop in general. And at lunchtime, you'd find him down at the basketball courts, having a smoke, and trying to hang with the homies. He recorded music off the radio like nothing. He recorded them onto cassettes, if you remember those. And he would have his own top 20 mixes, which would come out all the time and were frequently updated. And like I said, he had some incredible dance moves, and with his massive crop of hair, it was pretty clear to us that he was pretty fly for a white guy. Before the song came out. At high school, Allan was a little bit of a rebel, and he did have his fair share of detentions, but Allan still maintains that the teachers never really understood him. I still get to figure that one out. Allan also discovered a number of his talents at high school. There are many, but my personal favourite is his ability to fit his entire fist in his mouth. And I'm sure that's the one who's finally now in here. So maybe later. You know, it's quite appropriate we're having this reception here at the zoo. In preparation for the stag do, we gave Leah a call and we asked her a few questions. And one of those questions was, if Allan were an animal, what type of animal would you describe him as? Do you remember what you answered, Leah? A fuzzy bear. And the more I thought about it, I thought that really describes Allan brilliantly well. Okay, here we go. Bears, yes, they're cuddly, and they might keep you warm at night, but they're also dangerous. Now, Allan is dangerous with a capital D. But it's not so much as a danger to others, it's a danger to himself. We showed up at the stag do with a fresh mark under his eye, which he managed to smack himself in the head with a hammer. Which brings me to my next point about bears. Bears live out in the middle of nowhere, far away from the rest of society. And from medical facilities, emergency medical facilities. But don't worry, I've got your wedding present, box of plasters. Okay, a couple final points on bears. Firstly, they'll eat you out with food during the mating season. They'll find a cave in the mountains and then hibernate all winter. So I've got something for you for this, Nia. So just in case you lose Allan, you might be able to track him down with some chocolate and a torch. And my final point on bears, and my personal favourite, is I did a little bit of extra research on this. According to Wikipedia, bears' courtship periods are very brief. So Allan's become a bit more metro over the last few years. But he's still a farmer at heart. He loves his red bands, his swannies, his motorbikes. But there was this one time we caught him just a little bit out of character. We showed up for home group, for church home group at the place in Kilburnie. And Allan was bragging about these new, incredible, breathable socks. He'd picked them up from New World. They were so comfortable, he told us. He was hardly sweating in them, which I think is it's no small feat for Allan. So we had to see these breathable socks. On closer inspection, they appeared to be made of some sort of hosiery type material that women wear, and in fact they were. At which point, I said to him something like, trying to be kind, "Bro, I think those are girls' stocking feet, mate." He's like, "Nah, bro, they're breathable socks." So while he's a man of convictions, he can also be very stubborn in his own view at times. But a few others gathered around me, and we finally kindly convinced him that they actually were what they were. So Nia, if you find that a pair of your pantyhose has gone missing, it's likely that Allan has found a new pair of long johns. Breathable long johns. But like I said, Allan is an incredible friend, and I've learned a lot from him. The thing I've probably learned most about Allan is about being generous. There's seldom been any time in my life when Allan hasn't owed me a whole lot of cash. This was in part during to his university study, but so often if I made loans to Allan, they became known as friendship fees. For some reason, in the last 6 months, he hasn't needed to make any withdrawals from the bank at Jeremy. It's like he's found a new line of credit or something. Don't worry, Allan is a great provider. He's provided us with so many laughs over the years, and I'm sure he will continue to do so. Now to be serious, Allan. I mean seriously. You are an incredible bloke, and I am really encouraged to have you as my best friend. Despite what our high school teachers thought, you are very intelligent. And I really appreciate your down-to-earth common sense and advice I've tapped over the years, especially this year. You're a man of awesome faith and convictions. You're always full of joy. And we can always tell when you're nearby by the sound of your jolly laugh. Now, I think there are so many embarrassing stories about Allan. It's because he knows how to live. He's not afraid to make mistakes. He's not afraid to take chances, to dream and follow his heart. And that's what I admire probably most in you, bro. He lives life and knows how to capture the moment, to seize the day. Because it's only when we're prepared to take those chances and risks that you really reap some of those incredible rewards. And I think we'll see some pretty incredible rewards today for you, bro. St. Irenaeus said that the glory of God is man fully alive, and I think you're well down that track, bro. And I think if you just keep going hard and keep dreaming, there's no limit to what you can do, and I'm sure you can live an incredible life for God. And yeah, keep going hard. Bro, I know you wanted to get married for a long time and have a family for a long time, and I honestly believe you're going to be an amazing husband and a phenomenal dad to many, many children. And Nita, despite you telling me that Allan believes your best trait is your willingness to move to Taranaki, as big a sacrifice as that seemed, you are clearly a remarkable lady. And I see you complimenting Allan so well. I don't know if Allan told you, but after he had summoned me to Taranaki to do my wingman duties and give the approval, I sent him a text that said, yeah bro, 100%. Then shortly after thinking about what I'd said to him and seeing the way Allan was looking at you, I sent him another text that said, mate, just give it some time. So well bro, I'm so glad you ignored the second part of me. So ladies and gentlemen, elephants and orangutans, that's all from me, and I'd love to raise a toast to the bride and the groom, to Allan and Leah. To Allan and Leah.
The best speech we're going to have all night and the most attractive couple in the building. Now I present to you, Allan and Leah.
Welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for being here tonight and sharing this day with us. It has been an incredible day, and it is wonderful that so many special people are here to show their love and support for us. First of all, I'd like to thank all of those who have made my life so much easier in the last few weeks and assisted so much with getting everything ready for this marvellous occasion today. Christine and Kathy for being a wonderful support to me, and Kathy for helping so much with dressing here tonight, and also all the beautiful church cues with the eye and bows. Thank you for doing all of that. John and Julia and Debbie, who also came to help set all this up. Debbie sat in my spot and eyeballed everything to make sure it would be perfect, and I think you'll all agree that it is, so thank you so much for helping with that. Amazing dress and incredible shoes that I just adore. Rosemary with the orange shoes. My fairy tale dress. My amazing cake. The bottom with beautiful fruit layer was made by my wonderful grandma Sheila. So if you haven't seen the cake, do come and look for its cut because it's exquisite, and the bottom layer is guaranteed to be delicious. And then there's a chocolate and a lemon too, so yeah, you bring on dessert shortly. Excuse me, because I'm a bit emotional, so I have to list, I have to run through. Josh, my lovely brother, who's been so wonderful today, running around, setting up bits and pieces, dropping things off. Thanks for being the general dog for me, I really appreciate it, thanks. My mum has been my main support for all the planning and the reception and the fine details, and I can't thank you enough for all the time you put in to show it over the last few weeks, and particularly the last few days and very late nights is the big day for you. And to my dad, who's been a solid support and has looked after us so well, thank you as well. It's been really lovely being at home the weeks before the wedding, despite what he may have said. Although please, they'll be pleased with getting rid of me and not get back to normal. To John and Christine and Debbie, who have welcomed me so warmly into their family with big open arms, I thank you. Right from the start, you've been wonderful, and I'm looking forward to being a part of your family as well. Nancy, I've always wanted a flower girl, and you did a beautiful job today. Isn't she just gorgeous? It was Nancy's lovely mum Anne who sang us our song as she did at our Stratford engagement party, so thank you for that too, Anne. Lance, our ring bearer, house painter, thank you so much for keeping the rings out of Allan's hands today. My wonderful bridesmaids who are my amazing and wonderful friends. These beautiful girls all had children under the age of 3, and they have just been amazing over the last few weeks. And their husbands, they're running at the table down there, are incredibly pleased that the wedding is finally over. Trish, Belle and Carrie, thank you so much for being my beautiful bridesmaids and all the time and effort you're putting into making today running smoothly and looking after me. I really appreciate it. Raj and Jekyll who have come up from Stratford to marry us today, thank you so much. This service is wonderful and it's very meaningful to us that you came all this way to marry us. Today has been my fairy tale wedding. With my fairy tale dress. And everything has been perfect. Allan, I waited so long. And when you did, you totally swept me off my feet. I was in Taranaki, he said, and I thought, who is this crazy man that I've been on 3 dates with? And he's inviting me home for the weekend to Taranaki, and what on earth was lyrics? He sent me an email that had 18 links to Taranaki and the sites. Wonderful things about Taranaki, including the wonderful Easter weather forecast. I'm not going to Taranaki with that strange person. And I rang my mum and I said, "He invited me to Taranaki." And she said, "I think you should go." I think you're another big thank you because I tell you what, he was pretty clever. It was a road trip down to Taranaki, which admittedly was in my own car, so I could make a quick escape if I needed to. It cemented everything that for, a whole, not even 2 weeks, had been swirling around in the air between us. And I came home at Easter and walked in the front door of Mum and Dad's house and said, "I'm going to move to Taranaki, marry 5 on Christmas years." I said, "Great, when do you interview?" I never really believed that it could happen so fast and be so wonderful until I met you, and it really does go to show that it pays to wait and not to settle. Allan, you are my absolute joy in life. You are my comfort and my strength and my solace, and I love you to pieces. And I am so proud and pleased to stand here today as your wife.
One beautiful song. I'm going to reach for my notes. So, was expressing.
That's all right.
Look, I want to also pay a big thank you to the people who've put in a lot of hard yards this weekend, especially firstly to my groomsmen, who guys have done a great job, and made sure I didn't leave anything any places they shouldn't be, or forget any things I shouldn't, and we had a great time. And I also want to thank my mum and dad and my sister coming from Australia, and mum and dad being here, and for all the help and support and what you've done with leading up to this wedding, and the encouragement and just the commitment to it. It's been great. And I also want to thank John and Mary for your wonderful generosity, enthusiasm, and welcome, and just the way that you've made this just one big yes, as well. Yeah. It was 7 months ago to this day that I lay in bed one night and I thought, gee, I'd come to Auckland and I heard it was quite good up here. And I sent her all those links and of all the reasons to come, but I did say at the start, here are some other reasons. So this is a real scroll, I'm sorry. It's much fun on this one.
Sorry, it's please.
But what it was like, it was amazing that weekend in Taranaki. The way that we clicked on so many levels, the way that we